Hi everybody and welcome. For today's video, we're going to be talking about prisms. So the first thing that we're going to jump into for prisms is base area. So this is the area of the top and bottom of a prism. So what we do here is first identify what is the base. So the important thing to notice is that for both of these shapes, the base has to be identical on both sides. That is how we can tell for triangles, because if you stack a bunch of triangles on top of each other, we'll see that both the base, the top and the bottom, are exactly the same triangle, and that's how we're going to know that it's the base. For this, we just take the shape of the base. So this is the shape that we're taking, the one that's underlined here, 8 meters and 4 meters, and we find its area. Well, the area of a rectangle is its length times its width, or 8 times 4. So we'll see that 32 meters squared is our area on the bottom, and we'll see the same thing on top, 32 meters squared as well. So we take both of these and add them together for the base area. So the area of the top base and the area of the bottom base, both combined. When we do this, we'll get 64 meters squared for our rectangle. An important thing to note for triangles, the area formula is 1/2 base times height. So for an example like this, make sure you're remembering those area definitions. Secondly, there is something called the lateral area. The lateral area is very similar. This, though, is the area of the sides. In this case, what we would do is we would take the perimeter of the base and multiply it by the height to calculate it. And that basically puts a ring around the sides and basically highlights it straight up. So we'd be finding the area of this side, the area of this side, and then the same thing on their opposites around the edge. So again, perimeter of our rectangle here, we'll get 8 on this side and 4 on this side as well. So the perimeter is 8 plus 4 plus 4. Put all of these things together to get 24 for the perimeter. Now, once we have the perimeter, we need to take our height going up and down, which in this case is 5. So perimeter times height for lateral area. So we'll have 24 times 5 in this case, and that's going to get us a lateral area of 120 meters squared. We would do exactly the same thing for our triangle here. Again, find each of these edges and then multiply it by the height going up and down. The last area concept for these is the total area. So the total area is our lateral area plus our base area. So in this case, we have a total area of lateral area plus base area. Our base area was 64. Our lateral area was 120. That's what we found on the previous pages. So our total area in this case is 120 plus 64, or 184 meters squared. So that is area. This is basically covering the sides of the prism with wrapping paper. We just want to see the basically flat edges, what is their total surface, the two-dimensional size. The last thing that we're going to do with prisms is find the volume. Volume equals base times height, where base equals the area of the base. So not the perimeter this time, but the area, and height is just how far up and down it goes. So in this case, we actually already have calculated the area of this base. We're looking at a rectangle with a side of 8 and 4. Put those two together to get 32. So our area, again, is 32 meters squared. Our height going up and down is equal to 5. So in this case, we are going to have a volume of base times height, or a volume of 32 times 5. When we do this, we will get 160, and this time because it's 3 dimensions, it's meters to the 3rd power. We would again do the same thing for our triangle here. We would want to take this area and then multiply it by its height straight up and down, and that would get us the total volume of this prism. So these are the things that we need to remember for today. We are both finding the area and also practicing finding the volume of the prism. To do this, we might need some old skills in terms of finding areas of triangles and things like that we haven't seen in a minute. And we're also going to be applying it to some new skills, which is basically lateral area and finding some volume as well.